I'd just like to quickly go back to Jack to respond to that last part of it. The idea that perhaps Adam Goodes is being too sensitive. What do you say to that?
No, he's not being too sensitive. We do expect it. Australia's not in, it's a unique country. It's peculiarly, from my observation, peculiarly racist against us. You have to know this. If you don't know it, I can't see why you don't know it now. But we see it. It's Australia itself is uniquely racist against Aboriginal Australians. And I can't put it any more succinctly than that. That's my observations. That's the observations of many Aboriginals here in Australia. And that's how it is. And so there's a long journey for us to undertake. And this is just get used to it. That there's no scripting on a football oval. You have no time to say, oh well, I must do my celebration, my celebratory dance towards my team, or not to the other team, and that you can't. Wherever you are,
something happens in the moment.
Spontaneous, yes, spontaneous.
Can I just respond just on this issue of racism, Jack? Because in any society there is prejudice, but there's enormous goodwill in our parliament from both sides of the political divide. I mean, we've got a Prime Minister who has spent many a day in Indigenous communities well before he became Prime Minister, is now spending time out in Indigenous communities. We're trying to reach across the divide in terms of reconciliation and a constitutional change, as well as what, we've gone through that whole process of the apology. And I just think, there was a long way to go. There's a long way to go to improve the indices, but I don't want to colour the whole of Australia as a racist society, because I think there's enormous goodwill towards the Indigenous community.
Mobs of goodwill by a lot of Australians all around the country. But the policies that have making our lives so worse than the poor white people of Australia, to remove us off our remove us off lands, the people at the top end, to remove them from their lands, to develop, to take away funding for the remote territories, and that strikes me peculiar, strange, and I'm trying to look for another word.
The word was actually a phrase, and the phrase was lifestyle choice.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, well, my lifestyle choices now is not being homeless now. Somebody lit a fire under the combined the bums of the Aboriginal Health Service 11 years ago, and they took me off the streets and put me in the units. From that time on, I've my life's stable. I've only ever did one berg after I got into that unit, and that's the berg you see in Bastardy, the documentary. Yeah. So just by by keeping on funding housing, the drug and alcohol. I hear they're taking funding out of the drug and alcohol issue. For people.
Jack, we're going to come back into that.